He says, there is some stories out here, man. It really is. It's just like it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Every week, something else, man. But hey, I guess that's the world we live in. It's you know,
It is the world that we live in, for sure. It's a crazy world we live in.
I think you think it's a thing of having too much access. I think this is the we're in that era of too much access.
Yeah, I mean,
I think we know too much, or we're finding out too much. You know what I mean?
like
Like
what happened
sometimes
to
it's too much
privacy?
information. Everything, like everything, politics, sports, personal lives. We just know too. We just finding out too much stuff.
Yeah,
I don't need to know all this stuff about Diddy and his own personal situation. You know what I mean? Like I don't need to know about. I don't know everything. It's everything. But everybody got a camera.
no, they do.
Everybody got a camera and an opinion. That should
I
be
ain't
a
gonna
shirt.
hold you, but I did want to know if Cassie was like that though.
Oh, she's definitely like that.
I did want to know that. You heard what's you heard what Cam asked?
Oh, Cam crazy.
You heard what Cam asked though, right?
Yeah, he said that thing like
Welcome everybody back for the best late night show on the airwaves. This is Game on Nights. I'm your host. They call me Moss Money. I got my guy with me. Be humble. What's up, bro?
what's up,
Wipe the
bro?
cold out, y'all, man. No sleepy eyes, man. We up
Ah,
and at 'em.
long day.
Yeah, it has been a long day. We got stories to talk about, stories to tell. A lot of stuff going on. We have been on for a while, so thanks for everybody who's chiming in, joining in. Make sure you leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? Money Pot Betting Network is we doing good, man. We doing numbers, man. We doing all right, and it's all because of people who watch, enjoy the show. We try to give the best content we can, and keep it going, keep it moving up, man. That's the name of the game. We do it because we love it, and we want to give back to the people who watch us. So appreciate everybody who does watch us, especially on these late nights. These late night Jones be crazy. Y'all don't got
Absolutely.
nothing else better to do. Ain't nothing on TV anyway. It's
Definitely
dry
not
as
no
hell
more.
with sports, bro. Dry as hell with sports. All right. So we're gonna get into our first kind of topic of the day. And I think I don't know, man. It was a surprise, not a surprise. Um, let me get my little pictures up. I forgot to even get the pictures up. Not a surprise, but what do you think, man, of Tibbs getting fired?
Mm.
What
That
was
was a
it? Was it
surprise for me.
5 years with the Knicks, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken? 5 years
yeah.
with the Knicks. Um, two Eastern Conference Finals. I think that was the resume.
Oh, is it two?
Is it two or just the one?
Just the one.
Just the one.
Yeah,
Okay,
just the furthest they went.
that's the one. The choke, right? Definitely a choke right here. Um, with this, what
I mean, I don't
kind of
know.
what
I really
happened.
don't know. I don't know if it was a joke or not. I just think we just
Yeah, yeah. I read you were
we
saying this. Yeah,
yeah. I just think we just didn't really respect Indiana. I mean, they just really look like the better team from front to back.
right, right. Yeah. So, I mean, where does the Knicks go from here? They let Tibbs go, right? He got fired. So what's next for for them?
Yeah, I mean, I think you got options, right? I think New York is a hot spot for a lot of coaches that will want to land, especially with that team they have there. You got a loaded team that's probably ready to run it right back, and or if not further. So there's a layup in that situation. Kind of remind me of the Golden State Mark Jackson handoff potentially, right?
Mm,
You got the pieces that can kind of probably push forward for the next few years, young pieces and some support. Just I think just the strategy and the philosophy behind Tibbs, I think that kind of ran its course, right? Like
yeah,
obviously great
he ran the
resume.
starters to the ground, right? That was
Yeah.
the problem.
Yeah. 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 So it's an old school 90s approach, I think, for Tibbs. I think that's just doesn't it's just not how basketball is now, and I think the adjustment of putting some new and young faces and ideas onto the team is kind of the way that I think basketball needs to go. Unfortunately, it's almost like in this basketball, and I don't want to say maybe sports as a whole. It's like we're completely changed. It's a different athlete right now, right? It's a different mindset of sports and the approach. Um, so I think we do need to kind of grace the landscape of sports with just younger and fresher coaches. A lot of people are talking about Jay Wright. If he wanted, he can get it, But I think he brings that little bit of an older mentality, but it's different because he got a lot of attachment to that team, right? A lot of players he's coached.
Yeah,
They're
true.
The Villanova Knicks there, or the New York Wildcats, however you want to call it. So
That
you
makes
could
a
have
lot of
Jay Wright
sense.
kind of step in
I didn't
and
think
push
about right.
through. Yeah, you got a couple ex athletes or ex players that might want that position. I don't know where Knicks go here. They got a lot of time to kind of think about it. I just thought the firing of Tibbs was a little bit surprised because it wasn't long after they just had got them to the Eastern Conference Finals. But we noticed there's no loyalty in sports anymore. So do I think it was time to make a change? I would
Yeah, I
say
mean, I think
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think it was time to make a change. He got them to where he could, and then he just ran out of gas. Didn't have any. You could see. I think that you could see that he didn't have a pivot move for what the Pacers were running at him. But again, not totally his fault. The Pacers was just a better team
Yeah, they just played well. They
than the
shot
Knicks.
well. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that's even to be true. I mean, we watched the series. I know Indiana shot really well through the series. Like
They did.
they were shooting 60% in games, knocking down threes, big time buckets. Don't forget the Knicks were up 20 at one point, I think in game one. They
Yeah,
won game three. What I mean? Like there were opportunity for the New York Knicks. It just it I don't know. I don't know if
ball
it was
just didn't bounce
necessarily
their
the
way.
coaching. It just didn't go their way, right? Like
Yeah,
turnovers, disappearing acts on certain players, and then you just had Indiana just was just hot. You know what I mean? They just was hot throughout the whole series. They still hot. They're probably the hotter. Well, I don't know against OKC. I don't know who's hotter, OKC or Indiana. So it should be a good final. But this is really the turning of the page for the NBA. We are now officially in a new era of sports for the NBA, as far as new stars,
agreed.
new teams. It's just a page is definitely has turned. And it was good while it lasted, man. That LeBron era, it's over.
I know. I feel like an old head talking about it.
Steph's old, KD old. Like these guys are old now. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, 36, 37.
yeah,
LeBron's
this is it.
50.
This is it.
Um, some other names to think about. I mean, I think the one that always gets brought up is Mark Jackson, right? That's always a hot name. And then don't forget about old boy from
Mark
Denver.
Jackson was a Nick, right? Mark Jackson was a Nick.
Yeah, Mark Jackson was a Nick for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's time to go young. Just to get these young guys in here.
Well, who's young? I mean, I don't know no
It'll be
assistants
somebody. It'll
anymore.
be somebody coming out. I mean, or maybe like Van Exel's been doing a good job. You know what I'm saying? Like
You said
it's
Van
those.
Exel?
Yeah, man. Like people don't realize there's some really some player coaches that's been in the league a long time that haven't had opportunity and that's
Van
been
Exel's
on like
where's Van Exel coaching?
is it Van Exel, right? Or am I thinking about somebody else? Who's the
Where's he called? Who are you talking about?
no, I'm not thinking about Van Exel. Sorry, I
I'm about to say
apologize.
Van Exel. I'm
It's
like,
not
what?
Van Exel. It's
What Joker coaching?
who's the one that actually had SGA for a while.
Where are you talking about? Who, like what team? What are you talking about?
Right now, I think he's on the Clippers. He's a coach of the Clippers or
He's
assistant
on the
coach of the Clippers
Clippers
right now.
with Doc? Well, with
Doc's
Doc.
on it. No, he's on. I'll think about it. We can hold off. I'll think about
Now you
who it is.
got
He
me
was he was
thinking.
actually in the Sixers for a minute. Oh, who is it? What's his name?
I'm looking it up. I don't know who the hell. Not
Ball
Tyron Lue.
no ball head. He was his assistant coach.
Oh, Brian Shaw.
No, not Shaw. Kind of
Oh,
ugly bull. He's a weird looking bull. Uh,
You talking about Sam I can sell?
Sam I can sell. Sam can sell.
That's
Like a
crazy. As
coach.
soon as you said ugly boy, I'm like, oh, I know what you're talking about.
Sam Cassell, man, I know he has a lot of respect in the league. A lot of players respect him. A lot of young players respect him. Um, Big influence to a lot of players that we don't even realize that's had MVP careers. Embiid, right? Like SGA right now, just MVP. He's touched all these guys as far as in the background impact. I think it's
Whoa,
time for
whoa,
like
whoa,
those guys
pause.
like that to kind of step up. That was a pausable moment.
You said you touched these guys in the background.
True. Yeah,
It's kind of suspect, bro. A little
that is
suspect,
true.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
pause that one. I told you I'm a little tired, so
It's all good. It's all good.
you
It's
might
all
catch me
good.
sleeping.
Oh no, but I mean, I think it goes right into the next segment of what you're kind of talking about, in terms of you know the turning of the page. And to me,
Yeah,
it's the death of the super teams, right?
yeah,
It
sure.
really is. I think it's the death of the super teams. These teams are homegrown. Oh well, Siakam's not, and Siakam was an all star at one point. So I guess that's the one star. And Turner, oh, no, no, Turner was a pacer, was he? No, he wasn't a pacer.
Miles Turner now. No,
No, no,
Turner was yeah, Turner was a first baser.
was he a
I mean,
pacer?
they're
Left and
all
he came
the
back.
only people that's really like imported really was Siakam.
Yeah,
That you mean like this impact players. Like all the other guys are pretty much Indiana guys.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, you
The
could go
only
back to
star.
I mean, Tobbins is coming from the Knicks, right? So
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of role players, but the star to
the
me that
stars. Yeah.
yeah would have been Siakam.
Hmm.
But I mean, just looking at it, man, let's give the preview. The two best overall teams made the NBA Finals from from top to bottom. Everybody you see on this picture played.
Yeah, they all play.
Almost
It's a
everybody. I don't
great
know some of
picture,
them
actually. It's a
small
really
ones I
good
can't
picture.
really tell. But I mean, on the left, Siakam, Turner. Who's that boy down there at the bottom right
Nate
who got hot?
Naismith, Nembhard and Naismith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we talking about what's their rotation? Almost eight man rotation?
Who, Indiana?
Yeah.
They close to like 10.
10?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got I mean, you figure you got now everybody's in rotation on that page besides what?
The boy
Uh
on the no, is that O'Connell on the bottom left?
yeah, that's TJ. Yeah, they all in rotation. They're like 10 deep. Like 10
Yeah.
in rotation for sure.
And I mean, you could say the same thing
OKC the same way. They're like
about
10 in
the
rotation.
Thunder.
Yeah.
Chad, SGA, Dort,
Yeah.
who's the white boy with the headband? I forget his name.
Chris Caruso.
Yeah, Caruso.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then I think the center to the left of him with the
Hmm.
braids. I forget his name too as well. But but I mean, yeah, just all it's. Do you think this is gonna be a boring finals? I think it's gonna be a boring finals.
No, I don't think it's gonna be boring finals.
You don't think it's gonna be
Why?
a boring
I just
finals?
think it's just the names are not popping off the screen enough, right? The excitement of names are popping on the screen. But you have the MVP of the NBA right now in the
But
finals.
even their game
That's
isn't like. I mean, SGA just has a smooth game. You know what I mean? Like it's just clean, it's smooth. But he don't really. I mean, he got his shot is water, but he don't do nothing really that make you jump out your seat.
well because he doesn't play above the rim, and that's where the excitement. But he's just a basketball player. SGA is he's a great player, and he
No,
will
I'm
be a
not saying
great
he's
player.
not.
He just doesn't play above the rim. So he's an efficient player that doesn't play above the rim, so he doesn't bring the excitement. But if you like basketball, then you like SGA. If you're a true basketball fan, you're gonna really love this final
Hmm.
because Indiana moves the ball. They don't stay in place, not dribbling the ball to the death. They're moving. They're getting over. And Halliburton, their best player, is a high assist guy. You know,
It is.
you got guys that all can knock down a shot from 1 through 5, can to the 10 men on a bench can knock down the jumper. You look at OKC, they play strappy defense.
Yeah,
They
OKC
got
defense
length.
is silly.
Yep, they got length, they got speed. You know, Williams is coming on in the playoffs, really, really strong. SGA still distributes the ball, gets his 30, while everybody else kind of gets theirs too. It's going to be an exciting basketball final. I like OKC here. Obviously, the spread is looking like it's going to be a blowout. I would take Indiana though, plus the 9.5.
Yeah, I was
Um,
about to say I don't know if it's. I mean, I I think the Pacers are going to be ready to play. 10 is a lot of points.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I want to get your thoughts. I know that for the most part, it's kind of it's kind of already written in stone a little bit
Mhm.
from where you can tell from the odds. But maybe we could see, some, value in certain spots where we might be able to find something. So I wanted to go through just some high level, not just the game, but some future looks. So I mean, obviously MVP, SGA's, you know, kind of run away with it.
Right. I would go
Um,
Jalen Williams there. Absolutely, Jalen Williams
okay.
at plus 3,500.
I think Pat Siakam at plus 16. Ain't nobody play on these teams. Ain't nobody playing the finals but Siakam.
Yeah, I mean, I would. I mean, I would say both the second best players on our teams are super live to be MVP finals. I mean,
Yeah.
we can see Pat Siakam was the Eastern Conference Finals MVP.
People think he got robbed on that. I mean, yeah, yeah,
Halliburton.
Tyrese, yeah,
Yeah, it was some big shots he made in that series. I agree with them. But hey, he's live. And then you got SGA. Obviously, he's going to probably be the one that's going to lead with averaging 30 points a game.
yeah,
But if
right,
SGA just kind of has a mediocre and Jalen Williams is continuing to play the way he is, I think his value at plus 3,500 to put something small there. Jalen has
right.
been hot. I think he's averaging like 25 points a game. I know he's been the Robin to the Batman for OKC.
Yeah, and most people, if you don't forget, for those watching us out there, um, you know, like the stars usually show up, but I mean, a lot of Finals MVPs, there's not the stars
Yeah.
that win the MVPs. I mean, think about, most of the time the stars do, but I mean, you got to think about the Iguodala's. Um, no, Aaron Gordon didn't win it that one time for Denver. That was all. Trying to think who else won it that was a surprising one besides Iggy.
The MVP.
Yeah,
I'll have to
like
go back.
recently.
Um,
I had another one in my head. Let me see NBA.
Grant won Finals MVP.
Yeah,
Obviously, best player. I
let
gotta
me
go
see.
back. I gotta start looking at some
Yeah,
things.
I'm about to look it up right now. I guess Jalen Brown kind of.
Yeah, that was a surprise, but he
Yeah,
balled out that
but
series.
he balled out. Yeah, he balled out.
And I feel like
Yeah,
it can be the same way if OKC wins.
I guess never mind. I guess that was cap. Looking at the Jalen Brown, Jokic, Curry, Giannis, LeBron, Kawhi, Durant, James, Iggy. I'm at 2014. You know what I mean? Like it's really just Iggy. Is Iggy and I guess you could say Jalen Brown.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
these teams remind me of kind of like a Boston. They're more of a team
Yeah.
than one individual star that ball hogs the whole time. The only thing with Shea is that he's super consistent. He's gonna get his shots up. He's gonna get to the line. Um, and But man, I feel like Jalen Williams is the more exciting
Right. Right.
player. So I guess he just hits such big buckets at big times. Um, so yeah, I think it's his value there that Jalen Williams to win the MVP.
Yeah, just looking at it like, you can bet leaders for the series. Um, I'm trying to see if we see anything that kind of makes sense for anybody, see any value anywhere. Because like I said, that's why I said it's all baked in. Like, look at this, minus seven
Go
hundred.
back to the assists per game. Keep going down. See, I would go right there. Damn, that's minus 1,200
Yeah,
for Halliburton at the 10 plus assists finals. So what is the to average 10 plus assists?
yeah, for the finals.
That's crazy though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's all really baked in. I thought I saw something about rebounds. Um, but so like Chet get rebound, but not like that.
No, I would never do 10
I would
plus
never
10
use.
rebounds
Yeah,
for
like
Chat.
that doesn't even make sense. The
No.
average 10 rebounds, like
Let
that
me
doesn't.
see. Average 8 rebounds is even a lot. I would.
It's not big value.
Mm-mm. Maybe
You know what I mean?
Miles Turner with 8 rebounds, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't. It's something I would touch here, really.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I was wondering if there was anything in here to average 3+ threes per game. Yeah. It doesn't seem like
Or maybe head to heads. You can do that. Like maybe do head to head points. I don't know about threes. That's head to head
yeah,
threes.
but the value there's no real value there. Kind of. We already know Finals MVP. We already talked about that. Um, what about the series
I would go
total games?
OKC 4-1, or we're gonna go 7. And that's how I feel it's gonna be. It's gonna be a
So
gentleman's sweep.
exact
We're going
exact
7.
outcome. That's kind of dope. This is what you're talking about then. More likely, OKC wins and OKC loses game three and then finishes it off. Right.
No, I would go the opposite way. I go Indiana game 1, OKC there. That one right there, plus
This one
1400.
plus
Yep.
1400.
Hmm.
Huh. So you like Indy game one?
I I like Indy plus the 9.5 game 1. I think you have to get adjusted to the pace.
Yeah.
So if any time they're going to have to make the adjustments a little bit that you're going to have advantage, I think will be game 1 for Indiana. They got to got some days off. Kind of get their legs underneath them again. They got to travel to OKC, right?
Damn,
Are
they
they going?
got
Are they?
them
Yeah, they're in OKC,
sweep.
right?
Look the sweep. Yeah, then OKC.
I don't know if they can sweep them.
The
That's what I think.
sweep
I think
is
Indiana
crazy.
gets the first one. I think they go OKC, OKC, OKC. Now
Yeah.
they don't do. If it's not a gentleman's sweep, I think it's going 7, and we can take OKC to go 7.
Yeah, seven is some good value.
And that's where I would say they will take one from both home court.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be an interesting series for sure.
Hmm.
That's interesting to do the exact
Yeah, it is. I never seen that.
outcome. This looks like some good value here.
Plus, yep, 5 games
Plus
plus 7.
230 for five.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
like
even it's
that
5
value.
and a 7 is good, right? I would go 5 and 7.
Yeah, 5 and 7. Yeah, so I think from a value perspective, bets you want to look at is here, right? For those, I want to say my intermediate betters who bet a little bit heavier. Um, Usually with games like this and future bets, you want to bet. I would say this has to be at least a 2 unit bet because you're waiting on it. You know, make it worth it for yourselves. Um, and I think the exact outcome for those who are a little bit more gambly, don't want to risk too much. When we're talking about $20, $25 on a bet, some of these are look pretty solid, right? Um, some of the game, some of these game sevens here, mix and match, make a lot of sense. Um, they look actually kind of decent too, because you just like even this one, you're just thinking about the run, right? OKC
Mhm.
wins two, Indy wins one. OKC, they're up 3-1. They go back home to Indy, and then Indy runs off two. You know what I mean? And grabs the momentum, and you know what I mean. Like that's a hell of a series right there when you look at that. You know what I mean? So for my betters that bet a little bit, you know, again, a little bit loose. Some of these are ones. If you would, I think you said you like this one, right? This game 7 one. This is where you would be.
No, go down.
Go
I
down.
think we just put go to game. That was the only game 7 you had.
No,
I
it's
like Indiana game 1 on game 7. So
this one. Huh?
Indiana, okay. So I like Indiana, OKC, OKC, Indiana. That's what
Oh
I like.
wow, do they have that? Indiana,
7.
OKC. Here it is.
Here it is.
Indiana, OKC, OKC. Then
Indiana,
Indiana,
OKC.
Indiana, OKC.
That's what I like. Plus 7,500.
Plus 75.
So it's either gonna go there or it's gonna go a gentleman's suite 4-1.
I like it. I think I like it in six.
Yeah. I mean, it's something you can play with though. I do. I do.
Mm.
I think this is a good
Yeah, this is the
cool to
yeah.
do, cool to play.
I like that
Any way
one.
to get your money, I guess they say.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Damn, they got Indiana winning four straight. Yeah, right. That would have to take an injury. Ain't no way.
Anything's possible.
Ah,
Can you scroll up real quick?
yeah,
What's the series on the top? Says series plus double or something like that. Series X, very very top.
very very top.
Yeah. Over to the right it says game X and series double. What is that? OKC Thunder to win game one. OKC Thunder to win the series. Indiana to win game one and OKC to win series. Bang, bing, bong. There's value right there.
That's what you right there.
There, that's plus 475.
Yeah,
Is that's
almost
what I keep
5-1.
saying. Indiana's gonna win one. I'd rather just take that and just go ride with that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's clear all. Get that out of there. Yeah, that one makes sense. And buzzer beaters. I think will there be a buzzer beater? I always like this one. I think this is worth it. At least you get a shot.
Hmm.
Comeback wins. Damn, somebody down 20. But it's such a game of runs, bro.
Yeah,
It's such a
especially these
game of
teams.
runs.
Especially these teams. These teams can put it up.
Yeah, like I just can't. It's such a game of runs with these teams. Um, speaking about runs, that boy Stefon Diggs, man, he is on a run. He is on a run of a lifetime,
Mm,
finishing off this career really well. Let's take a video of what Stefon Diggs is doing out here in life,
mm.
living his best life.
Oh, that's not purple.
Yeah, pink. All right, so if you don't know, Stefon Diggs was on a boat party. I believe it was Cardi's boat, or that's what the word is. Um, with a pink substance in a bag, with multiple women around him, and he's telling them, you know, piping them all up, call me daddy when you talk to me, et cetera, et cetera. Not mad at the brother doing his thing, living life. Has high profile because he is dating Cardi B right now. So, that probably makes him more desirable from other women. Um, I mean, what you think about this when, you know, you're the New England Patriots organization, right? We know an organization that is known to be always straightforward, clean cut for the most part. And you have this on your one of your star acquisitions on the offseason show up, and you got to deal with this before we even get to camp. We in OTAs.
Yeah.
And it's for the most part, I believe Stefon Diggs been pretty clean. Like he ain't really, getting himself in trouble too much or nothing like that. But what you think about this, seeing this kind of come up, and how would you handle it?
I just don't know why these athletes, a lot of the athletes aren't don't protect themselves. And listen, I'm not, have a good time, brother. Have a good time. But you got a camera right in your face. Like,
Right.
is this publicity? Like, I don't understand this process that's happening right now. You're you're we all know you're in a relationship right now with Cardi B, so people gonna have their own opinion about you out here with a bunch of girls, and maybe you're just chit chatting or you're doing your thing. The calling me daddy stuff. There's a camera though right there, and I just don't understand that. And you look at the camera, you look into the camera's face at one point in the video, so you know the camera's there. It's not like somebody was way in the back and they got you caught up in the camera. It's like, yo,
Yeah.
what are we doing? And I don't understand it, but listen, I guess all publicity is good publicity, I guess what they say. So
Yes.
If I'm the New England Patriots, I don't really give a shit. As long as you're not, caught out here, you know, doing a
Yes. I mean, if he
domestic.
took a drug test and everything, and he comes back clean,
Right. He didn't take it. He just
he
handed
didn't
it
take
off.
it,
It don't look
then
good in this environment we in with, but it seemed like at the end they got other tape with him dancing with his lady on the boat and it seemed like all is good, but they just having a good time and keep it as clean as possible. But it's just like what do we say earlier in the show? Just too much access. We don't need to know your every
Yeah.
move and what you're doing and how you living, especially as a high, a high, I guess you want to say a high profile athlete with a very high profile girlfriend. We don't need to see that, but I guess publicity is good, right? So you're in a camera, it makes you hot, it makes Cardi hot. Everybody's talking about it, we talking about it. So you're in the tabloids, you're in the papers, you're in the media scene, and I guess this is good for your brand. We'll see.
Do you think he gets suspended or anything like that?
No,
Or
I don't think he did anything wrong, unless we can confirm those are drugs. I don't know. That could be. Uh, I don't know what that could be. It might be Tylenol. I don't know what it could be. It might be cotton candy. It could be sugar. I don't know. So I can only assume.
I feel like I want to be Mace right now. Like, let's keep laughing. Let's keep laughing. Let's keep
So
laughing. Like, this
listen,
guy,
I'm sure
man.
somebody called him up. His agent say, "Hey, yo, come on, chill, bro. We just let's get in the building first before we got
If,
crazy."
if I'm his agent, the first thing I'm calling him and ask him, did you take it? As I said, like whatever it is, did you put it in your body? Do we have to worry about any type of failed drug test or
Yeah.
anything like that when it comes to your contract and your money and all that good stuff? That's the first thing I'm asking. And
One
if
thing
it's
for
a
sure, he seems to be a clean kid.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I never heard any stories
that's
about
why I
him
said
and
I
drug
never heard
use.
anything about him. So if he comes back that he's clean, that he's good, he says no, I ain't do nothing, I'm good. You can drug test me right now. I mean, all them cats say that
But
anyway.
being a drug supplier also ain't the best
Yeah,
thing either,
right,
right?
right. And then the next question is, all right, well, what was the pink shit? You know what I mean? Like that's the second question.
Mhm.
Now, if he comes back kind of on that, if he says, "Oh, that was, some Viagra crushed up or some shit or whatever," you know what I mean? And they say, "Oh, all right, well, cool. Don't do that shit again." Click.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to be. It's going to be, hey, let's enjoy the rest of your summer, but let's focus and let's put these cameras away, please. Enjoy your time. Put the cameras away.
Yeah, yeah.
Can we get the video of the ass shaking of Cardi B at the boat? That'd be a nice
Oh,
little video.
damn, I missed that one.
That's
We
the
got
real party. That was the party.
that was the party. I
That was
must have
the
missed
party.
that. Let me.
Yeah.
I mean, if I Google Cardi B ass shaking, we're gonna get a lot back.
Yeah, you might put it. You might got to put in digs.
we gotta we're gonna get a lot back.
But they're the whole situation has gotten a lot of publicity because now I think they're like talking about Cardi's son, I think, which is the son
Oh, Offset some.
of Offset's son, and now I think his hair is braided the same way as Stefon Diggs' hair is braided. So it's like it's just you get all the drama when it comes down when you're dealing with celebrities. Stefan is now attached to that because it is a lot of that's a lot of drama between how they got together. Remember, it was a whole situation that Stefan was the one that was smashing while she was pregnant. That was the guy.
Yeah, I'm watching the video. That is wild.
We ain't gonna share that.
Oh, my bad.
That's a personal. There's a little person. He just going on
Uh,
about the video.
he said you gonna share that. I got you, dog. For those who want to see the Cardi B and all that, wait to the end of the show. I got
Mm.
you. I got y'all. I got you. We'll make sure we play that to get us out of here. You know what I mean?
I just hope
That's
he
a
survives through this stuff and get back to football and get focused. I think they got an opportunity there in New England to grow something. Obviously, nothing this year because the Philadelphia fucking Eagles is still who they are. But New England got a good, got Drake May, they got Stephon Diggs, they got some pieces there. It'd be interesting to see what he can bring and help that organization.
yeah, he ain't starting off on the right foot.
I think he's thinking about his post career. Actually, to tell you the truth, he done put himself in a nice little place.
He did. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you somebody else who put themselves in a nice little place.
Jesus Christ.
You see this oops. Is I gotta get a video. Every time you throw me a oop, it's gotta be the Dwayne and Brian
Mm,
video.
I
You
like
know what I
that.
mean? And y'all already know. You know what I mean? So I haven't seen this video. I'll always love doing the videos that I've never seen because you get that live, unfiltered, honest reaction. So this is what's going on in Travis Hunter's life right now.
We've lived here for like almost a year, right? Yeah. Almost a year. Before y'all say why we have on the rooms, because we're growing adults and we need our own space. Yeah. This is my room. Me and Travis have our own room. His is downstairs, mine's upstairs. Two.
I just don't even want to be around.
So hold on, let's start right there.
Now, this is a little bit old, right? This is a little dated. This is when they first moved into the house together, I guess. A year in, they said.
So they got separate rooms.
You heard it from the horse's mouth.
Yo, you think he tagging?
Well, if he not, he is now.
You sure?
Somebody tagging.
I'm asking about the man who married this woman.
I think so. I don't know, man. Listen, I want to first off this. I want to do this. I'm happy that Travis is a good kid. He's a good kid. Right?
Agreed.
You know, I was very impressed through his whole career. He's a unicorn of an athlete. The Heisman
did you see
speech.
that? I got to get that highlight. You see that highlight?
Yeah, I heard he's doing his thing.
Did you see it?
The interception. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice.
That joint was silly.
The Heisman speech kind of really opened me up to more listening to this man. As you know, how he spoke about a lot of the people that's helped him along the way. So he's a genuinely good kid. I wish him nothing but the best. Is she getting a bad rap? Probably, but man, there's so much video of her not looking right in the situation. It's just, and then now he didn't sign a prenup.
Yeah,
He's
like
fully now exposed.
and like you said, I think you said this earlier. Like, what's up with these athletes not protecting themselves? Like, what? Like, I mean, it's your money. You do what you do, bro. But like, you've seen this story before. Like, why you think you're gonna be different?
Oh, he thinks he's gonna be different.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, you think you the outlier? Like, you think you different than any other MFer that a girl who's attached herself to, that got money, got a lot of great things going for you? Like, you're in the 0.2% of men population, bro. Like, I'm being honest. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we talk about some stuff in the background as black men and where you kind of stack up as a black man compared to, you know, the field. And as you know, and myself, Humble, our guy Farm, couple of my boys, couple Humble's boys, even Farm's boys, we're in a collective group where we're in the 1% black men, you know, where you certain height, you know, certain physical attributes, you know, economic attributes, all that stuff, and how you stack up against the medium and rest. And he is like another like layers and levels above that.
Way above.
Way above that.
At 3 years old? 22?
Yes, at a very young age, and then access to a network and to a platform of people that are movers and shakers in the sports world. And you go and get married without a prenup?
Right after you sign the contract.
Right. She didn't waste no time.
Well, it's not she. And that's why I don't want to put it on her. I don't know what she's doing or selling him, but I think he's leading the charge, or he looks like he's leading the charge. And this is listen, you can't tell somebody who to love. I'm sure his family that are close to him has talked to him and tried to put game on him. I'm pretty positive. He's just in his own world. He gonna do what he gonna do.
He gonna do what he gonna do. Ain't nobody gonna tell him nothing. And I think that's to me, that's what it looked like. Like I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
I just hope he did this. Since he ain't signed no prenup, I'm hoping them contracts, the house, I hope all that shit is in his mama name. That's what I hope.
Yeah.
So if it all falls down, he'd be protected some way. But man, listen.
I'm not sure about that.
I wish him the best.
I'm not sure about that. But that's crazy. I didn't even see that. That's so wild, yo. I can't believe that. That's
separate rooms, right? These are young people too. Come on.
Yeah, right. This is where you getting it in.
You getting it in. What?
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? This is not the baby. Give me 10, 15. You know what I mean?
That ain't telling me that enough is happening in that house. Something ain't right for her to be.
Yeah, And sometimes we just need to be like a because he gets on my nerves
Bro,
and I get on his nerves. And so we need our own space. And that's okay because we grow, we're growing.
But
I mean, you know what? You don't
the background music though is funny.
I mean, look at the picture in the back. That's showing crazy right there. The upper
Background pitch. I mean, background music though, the little somber background music of like something's going to happen.
Yeah, like so
in the near future.
I would say this: if it was now and they got married and they had separate rooms, it wouldn't be that bad because in my head I'm thinking, okay, you got a big house, 5 or 6 bedrooms. You gotta have the master bedroom, but then you have a room where you can just go. Like you just need to get away.
But even we don't still say we have separate rooms though.
Nah, yeah, you're
like
right.
you don't announce that. Like what are we
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah, no, you're right. You've been
Like that could just be your makeup room. It could be any room. It's not your. You said this is your room. Like y'all not living together.
Maybe it's not a physical connection.
Well, they made it as physical as it can be when I signing a prenup and getting married. I don't know how
it's
you can't get
maybe,
no closer than that.
Yeah, maybe it's not maybe we're just basing everything based off that it's a physical connection. And maybe it's not. Maybe the physical maybe it's a personality. Maybe you just really like being around this person.
Oh, don't get close to Stefon Diggs because hey, keep Stefon out the way because he will come in and sweep you through. From what they say, hey, that's what they say. They say Stefon, keep, that's what they've always said in the past. Stefon Diggs got a name for himself about these.
I guess so. Yeah.
That's what it said. I think they heard they said the Buffalo Bills, they were asking Buffalo Bills in the locker room, who wouldn't you let your sister date? And everybody said Stefon Diggs.
Hey, what you gonna do? Another story that kind of getting a little bit more. I haven't listened to this video either. It's getting a little bit more airways. Oh, actually, hold on. Before we go, let's see the play. It's drawing crazy. Sticky, and then catch it still.
Wow.
That's a crazy play, bro.
We said he's a better cornerback.
Yes, he is a better cornerback. He definitely is. He get money in corner. I don't know why. I don't know why he's trying to play receiver. I mean, it ain't like he gonna be bad at receiver, but yeah, that play was wild. That play was wild. All right. So what was I saying? Oh yeah. So another story that's kind of picking up, that's kind of coming out, is Deion speaks up about Shador and all the negativity kind of happened around his pre-draft visits and a lot of what they're calling lies that are coming out. I think there were things that said that there was things that we didn't even know. They said like he came into a room with like his headphones on. And then like didn't even like all kind of crazy stuff. So this is the first time I'm seeing this. This is Deion actually making his first comments about that on the Asante Samuel podcast.
Rumors about the next level, and I can't see that.
Yeah,
I can't see the next level. And I think a couple people who may have taken shots at my kids, they were afraid that I would go. That's what.
Yeah.
Deion okay?
I was about to say the same thing. Deion look a little lean, man. That look like, that kind of Chadwick type deal.
Chill. Come on now. We can't.
I'm
just saying. Yeah, it does look. It does.
Look how lean he is, dog.
Super lean.
Yeah.
In the neck and in the face area.
Oh yes. Yeah. He's skinnier than Asante. Look at his cheekbones.
Let's see. I hope everything's. Deion's one of those people. I'm sure will keep things close. So hopefully everything's okay. I mean, maybe he just change the diet or whatever like that.
Yeah, it was no. I'm not trying to wish nothing on nobody. Of course not. I would never, try to do that. But I'm just saying, like, that's kind of how Chadwick was, right? Chadwick, nobody knew that he had something. You know what I mean? And then, then when you look back now, you see where he was with Black Panther, and then I forget the war movie he did, but you see how
Yeah.
skinny he was over that time. You really didn't even notice. But that's a good call out. Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
The shots came from. All you got to do is just sit back and listen. People don't want to do that. They want to create these narratives and create these stories and then attach them to a kid that ain't never done nothing wrong.
Yeah. How does that make you feel when you see your colleagues or your peers going in on you, man? Like, how does that make you feel?
No idea, man. You have no idea. We've always been in front of the camera, so they know how to navigate. They know how to handle themselves. Yeah. And you're not gonna catch them in no foolery and no mess. You're not. When you sit up there and say something like he went in a meeting unprepared, like, dude, Shedeur Sanders, who's had 6 different coordinators, who has still functioned and leveled up every time we brought somebody new in, and you're gonna tell me
every situation.
You're gonna tell me he had on headphones.
So you a dog, your kid's a dog, and dogs gonna always rise to the top. You know what I mean? That's what I believe. You know what I mean?
It did hurt. The Bible says God uses the foolish things to confound the wise. So it was some foolish stuff that went on, but you know what? That gave them something that they needed. I know it was a lot of room.
So what you think about that, man? I mean, obviously it's his son. He's obviously going to say all the right things. He's not going to bash his son. But what do you think on, Deion finally kind of speaking up about what's going on with, the whole Shedeur pre-draft visits and all that? And, obviously where there's smoke, there's fire. It wasn't just what's the boy name from New York head coach? I'm thinking Tibs. Yeah, Dable. Might have not just been him. I mean, the reason why he dropped the 5, right? I don't know, man. What you kind of thinking? I don't know if I even understand why he even had that kind of comment about, he had 6 different coordinators. I don't know if that really means anything in terms of being prepared for,
Yeah, I mean, I kind of get what he's trying to say, but then I also heard the most important part, and he said it hurt. Right. And it hurt because you're a part of the reason why he dropped to the 5th round. But then you're also throwing in the layers of excuses, and you're throwing in the ultimate excuses like, God doesn't have no mistakes and blah. It's going to listen. I know he's a God-fearing person, very spiritual, and we can use that as leverage and motivation, all that stuff. But at the end, if we're not reflecting and looking in the mirror, how do we get better, right? So if you're giving a person 1,000 excuses for things they've done wrong or maybe not the right way, they'll never learn from that, and they'll just use those excuses as, oh, it's not my fault. You didn't just fall to the 5th round for no reason. There is a reason by it. Now, whether it's the NFL was just trying to,
I do think they got blackballed.
They might, and maybe blackball he wouldn't be in the league, but as far as teach a lesson, but a lesson of what? Why? Right. And a lot of it is maybe because your presentation seemed to be a little bigger than the game. And we know the NFL is easy to make sure they're going to humble you really quickly. And just so having your first test was your draft day, unfortunately, because you did not deserve to be a 5th round pick.
I agree.
You were definitely a 1st round or no less than a 2nd round draft pick. And they may have made an example out of you. And it's because the way that you carry yourself. It doesn't have to be always a bad thing, like he's a drug dealer, or he did this, or he has all this rap sheet. Sometimes it's just about the image that you're portraying. And some coaches and teams don't want to deal with that because it might be too much when all we try and do is win football games and focus on football games. And I might have to worry about your brand and the cameras you're going to come in with, your head coach, that's this guy that's doing really well for himself. Outside of that, I want to focus on just winning football games, and I don't want to put a lot of attention on myself when I'm trying to build something. So that's why you got a lot of teams that skipped. I believe that skipped on him. They weighed the good versus the bad, and they're just sacrificing, saying that, hey, it ain't worth it. It wasn't worth it.
Yeah, it's really hard to say. I mean, it's because he's got to wear multiple hats, right? And the biggest hat he has to wear is being a father.
Yeah.
And I mean, so, anybody who talks ill about, your blood, especially your legacy, that you're leaving. Anybody who talks bad about anything that has to do with your last name being, connected to it, you're going to get defensive and you're going to talk out against that. I mean, he took the high road, right? As Deion always does. He doesn't feed in too much into the bullshit. But like you said, it hurt him. And, he thought he put his son in the best position and it looked like he didn't. And he hurt his son. He's hurt the stock value of his son. I mean, I don't think it was all him, but he was a part of the equation.
For sure.
You know what I mean? All the stuff coming out. We only go into certain teams. Was that the right way to go about that?
But even to add, like, you don't, then that's where it needs to stay, right? Like, easy, and like you at this point, I should not be talking about my son right now. You can, I know it's your dad, but you have a platform. You're always on a platform. People want to hear what you got to say, Deion. You are a polarizing human being on a planet. One of the best athletes to ever play sports in all of sports. You are a two-time athlete great at both sports. Like, you are another tier of athlete.
Yep.
You're going to always have a mic in your face. And sometimes at this point, if I was him, I would say nothing. I would say the situation hurt me. And I want to watch my son do the best he can do in the situation he's going to do. And I have every confidence that he will do that. Whatever happened during draft day or in the past, it's over. We've moved forward and we're working on being the best player we can be as a Cleveland Brown. And that's how I would change my whole narrative toward bettering and kind of stepping away from Shedeur so he can kind of do his own thing. That's another issue. You still are latched to him. You still are, there's teams that want to see who is Shedeur Sanders, not Shedeur Deion Sanders. They want to know who's this individual without his father. And if you're always going to be, helping him out, pulling him in, I don't know. Sometimes it can hurt. And that's just my opinion. I know.
Yeah, it's hard as a father, though.
It's hard as a father.
It's hard as a father. So
if you're playing in the background, you're good, right? You can do all that if you're playing in the background. Yeah. And he can play in the background. Just don't answer the questions in the media. Just stay away. Let him answer his own questions.
Yeah, and sometimes they come to him though with it. You know what I mean? And that's going to be like if
me. Hey, we moving forward. Moving forward. That's it. We moving forward. I have all the confidence in the world. Shedeur will be a great athlete for the Cleveland Browns. He's going to help that team. And that's all I would say. That's how I'll leave it. I would let that go. That's what I would do.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel you. I think I was well said. I kind of already said my 2 piece on it, so I like it.
I just hope he's healthy though. It doesn't look that angle or something like that. Hope he's healthy. Yeah. He looks a little thinner, like you said, real lean. Sure. It might be for health reasons why he got lean. Never know.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking about a team that needs to get better, team that needs to move forward. I think Gilly did what a lot of people, fan-wise, have wanted to do for a long time. I heard part of the interview, but this is kind of like a replay of it, so I haven't heard it in a little bit. So I thought it was good that you put it in the chat as a thing that kind of talking point to talk about, because I haven't heard it in a while. So it'll be kind of nice, kind of live reaction to see what we're talking about.
Man, but I gotta speak what's the real, how we feeling, man. Bro, you played damn near just as many games as you didn't play, bro. And it's getting to the point now where it's like, man, fuck that shit, man. Rebuild all this shit, man. Because we don't even know if our motherfucking best player gonna be available, man. Like, it ain't no doubt to me that Joel Embiid is the best fucking player on the planet. I say that all the fucking time. The only difference is we don't know what the fuck we gonna get every night, man. Oh, he might come out one night. I'm about to give you motherfuckers 50 and 20. Come on in. Then we might come out the next night and he might just settle for 17-footers all day. The one thing about Giannis is you know you gonna get maximum fucking effort every fucking night, man. So that just be my problem, bro. Philadelphia, we like to see effort. Allen Iverson didn't win shit. He will always be the GOAT around this motherfucker because he put in 100% effort. He left everything on the floor. It's not because he won. It's not Brian Dawkins never won shit around here. He will always be a GOAT because when our eyes looked at Brian Dawkins, it said he gives up maximum fucking effort every single time.
Mm-hmm. Every snap.
Every snap. Jason Kelsey, same thing. It's motherfuckers around there that you be like, why are they goats? Cause when we watch them, we watch him give up maximum effort and put their fucking life on the line. And we fucking respect that. We a hard-working fucking city that ain't got shit, bro. You gotta understand, when the Eagles lose, it feel like your fucking cousin died, bro.
Yeah, he not lying. Only thing I'm re-listening to it now. The only thing I disagree with. I do think Embiid has some laziness to him, but I do think Embiid leaves it on the court.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? From the eye issue, playing with the knee issue. I give Embiid a little bit more credit than maybe what other people do, because he has battled through injuries.
Yeah.
To get on the court and play on the court and give us what he's got. And then the only thing is that you're talking about Iverson, Dawkins, Kelsey. You're talking about the Mount Rushmore of Philly athletes.
But
Like
what was their best ability though?
Oh, availability for sure.
And
For
that's
sure.
what I think he really
But
talking
these
about.
are all
Embiid.
Hall of Famers.
But
These are
why?
the best of the best.
Because they always played.
But give me somebody who always played that wasn't shit.
Can Embiid not be a Hall of Famer? What he does?
I don't think he's a Hall of Famer right now.
Why is he a Hall of Famer? Why? Because he don't play enough games. He's played just as many games as he's done not playing.
Yeah, no,
It's
that's
not
a
enough.
big
He's an
factor.
MVP. He's led the league in scoring. He's maybe his team hasn't got to the championship, but he's not available. So
Right.
to Gilly's point is like, I don't know what I'm gonna get from night to night. We might get 50 and 20, and then the next 2 nights you're gonna take a day off, and then you're not gonna be here. Then some injury gonna happen. Not saying you're not tough, and not saying these injuries aren't warranted. But when you're talking to PG-13, who's on the team, who at one point are kids goats, PG-13 are like
Yeah, I
LeBron
believe it.
James to these kids at some point.
Yeah,
I
Peyton.
don't know
When he was
where
on
they
the
see that
Pacers.
at or where they got that from, but there are people that think PG is like the GOAT. And
Yeah,
this dude, I think in this conversation he talked about, he didn't really get a chance to get started here in Philly, and he wanted to. But I think we're at a point now. I think it's that PG is going to get the brunt end of this because we've been kind of going through the process for so long, and he's just another layer to why we have seen failure after failure by great players. And really, to be honest with you, we got rid of 2 players that are just great additions to other teams. Jimmy Butler, we didn't bring back, and James Harden, who both have been impact
I'm glad you
players.
said James.
Right.
Yeah,
2
I'm glad
players
you said
that
James.
we had here that we just didn't keep, that was just in that next step to potentially push us to the next level.
Yeah.
And I think up to his point, you can hear the pain in his voice, and it is the pain of a fan. It's like, yo, just shut this shit the fuck down, bro. I'd rather just know that we're shitty than have hopes every year, and rather be building to something versus, okay, this is our championship run. No, man, like let's go to the OKC route. Let's go the Indiana route. Let's go around our core young players and just start this shit over, man. If Embiid goes to another team and win a championship, God bless him, man. Go ahead, man. Do it. Do it. Like, I just want our team to just be consistently like the Eagles, like just constant wanting to be here. You get teams, it just seems like they don't want to be here sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I know we're a
Yeah.
tough city, man, but we all about effort to what he said. These we see these players as they haven't won shit besides Jason Kelsey, and we look at them as the best thing that ever came to Philadelphia because of just the effort and their availability and what they put on the field and on the court every night. We see that, we feel that, and that's why we love him. And I
Yeah.
hope his message to PG was there, because this is what we're looking for. No matter if you win or lose, just give me what you can give me. Give me your 25 with effort. Give me your 20 with effort, and we're gonna love you forever. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for sure. No, I agree with that. I think I've said that before as well. If you give us everything you got, then we'll love you forever.
Yep.
We'll talk shit along the way, but if you give us everything you got, you'll be forever loved here. And if you win, it's a wrap. That old saying, you have to buy yourself a beer in Philadelphia. But I mean, I think what came off here was just his raw emotion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just, that what you feel. And that's what it be like when we be talking sports. You know what I mean? It's
It
like,
is.
yo, man, like, yo, y'all jokers need to get this shit together. Like, just blow. And like you said, you guys, everybody's ready to just blow it up, put it around Maxey, and and see where it takes you. And now that the Sixers have the third pick in the draft, it might be a possibility to do that and add another piece. If they trade Embiid or not, it'll still add another young piece to what we already have here. So it'll definitely be interesting. I think moving forward with the Sixers. I don't know, man. Who you think wins first, Sixers or Phillies? I got money on the Phillies.
Yeah, because I think Sixers are in rebuild, or at least I'm hoping we're in rebuild. So it's gonna take some time, maybe 2 to 3 years before we're back in the playoff contention. I'm hoping, and Maxey grows and McCain grows, and we get some other pieces in here. Hopefully, if we're going to pick up the young fella today, get Ace Bailey, we can kind of have our little trio and kind of build from there.
Is that where you're at? Is that where you're at? You want Ace?
Yeah, I want Ace.
Yeah.
I want
Any concern about the height?
No. He's a ball player. He can shoot on the score on every level. He plays defense, block shots. I mean, we need that. It remind me, what it kind of remind me of? Remember like a Tim Thomas? Just a more
Tim Thomas didn't get good though to the Nets. That's when he really I thought.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like his stature, the skinny, tall, but just dominant in his position. I think he can be that way. He can stretch the ball. I mean, you can look at who's my man that used to play for the Pacers back in the day. That was really, really good. For some reason,
Pacers.
Not Harrington. Ball head, thin. He dominated Pacers back in like the early 2000s. Oh, why am I missing his name?
He said the 2000s.
In the 2000s.
Why am I looking for Jones? Is it Jones? Something?
No.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But he's in that. For me, he's in that type of range. I think it'd be a good piece, a young piece that we can kind of build on. You know what I mean? Get some more pieces in the next few years coming out. And that's the route. So to answer your question, I think the Phillies are a real deal, man. We just get our Alvarado going out. That's huge, man. I was watching.
Yeah, Kitty. I don't think he can play in the playoffs either.
No, he's out. He's done. So he's done. So we got Romano. I'm hoping we make a move to get him out of here. He's just not the one that's going to be able to do it. I complain about him all the time.
He's played okay, sparingly.
Shit, man. He just lost us a game today.
Banged up, but now
he got banged up today too, and I knew it was going to happen. Yeah. He's not a. I mean, he's just not the closer. He's not. Yeah, no, he's not. The closer. And other teams don't fear him, so it's just a little different.
Yeah,
I think we need to make a little adjustments. Maybe Kirkering need to go move the closing route. Maybe you can move Romano inside, or we can bring the young fella that just came up, Abel. Abel's the real deal, man. Abel's the real deal. Get him up in the lineup. Maybe move Walker to the relief.
I think Walker would be okay in relief, but he's just never done it.
So fuck that, man. You got Abel that can take your fifth spot, your fourth, fifth spot.
Yeah,
and we'd be loaded. Man, Abel was nice, bro. He had 10 no run to open his career. He gave it one run today. That's his first run in like 12 innings or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Abel.
Yeah, he's a young guy. He's one of our draft guys, farm guys that came up. We have two. We have Painter.
Yeah, I know about Painter
and Abel. Those are like our high prospects. And Abel's come up here.
I don't think is Painter even going to pitch this year. I'm going to say.
I think he's in rehab with the shoulder.
With the Tommy Jones. He was all out last year, right?
Right. So maybe later on he might come in middle, late end of the season. We'll see him. See what's going to happen.
That's going to be a good game to go to see Painter.
Yep. But check the kid out, Abel, when he plays, and he's a cool
I knew about the other young kid Banks that I remember he played.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I remember Banks.
He plays middle relief though. He comes in middle relief a little bit.
Yeah, I know. I think it's Tanner Banks was when he got the start. I remember that. And I know all the other guys, but yeah, Abel's a new one for me. I didn't know about him. Yeah,
sure.
Check it out. Yeah. So without further ado, talking about something shot. Let's look at the video. Take us home.
Clap. Thunderclap.
Take us home, Cardi. Take us home, baby.
Round of applause.
Like a bag of money. Every time she come, she said, "Can you have some money?" Can I get a threesome? She said, "Boy, you funny." Boy, you
like a lot of money on that boat.
Whew. A lot of work.
So hey, they having a good time.
Yeah.
He even call me daddy with all the other ladies. He got his lady on the chick. I don't know, on the boat. I guess everybody good.
Everybody good. Yeah. Everybody good. Everybody good, man. So I hope everybody's good out there. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Ran through a lot. We even had topics we didn't even get to. So that's always a good thing. But want to shut it down about midnight. We got 20 people still watching with us. So thanks for rocking with us. For sure. If you're out there, make sure you hit the subscribe, hit the follow button. Coming up for the rest of the week, WNBA. Been killing it. I've really been teaching myself. I've been killing it all weekend. We got WN bets only on the weekends, not pushing during the week, teaching ourselves how to bet WNBA. So make sure you look out for me on that Saturday and Sunday. If I can get a live watch game in, I will, so we can watch our bets live. That's been a lot of fun as well. And then come around back Monday, we're back to our Victory Mondays in the same schedule until football comes back when we're dropping our bets. So if you like what you hear, and obviously I drop my tutorial bets on how to make sports betting a side hustle. I know there's a pretty big epidemic when it comes to sports betting, so I want people to be safe. I want people to learn how to bet in a proper way. If you have an issue, especially if you're losing money, these are tips and tricks that I teach people on how to bet responsibly as best you can. If it's getting too much, obviously call 1-800-GAMBLER or just try to kick the habit and don't do it at all. Especially for my youngins out there that's really getting into this game. So make sure that you share the word. Tell everybody about Money Pot. I'm Moss Money. Let's be humble. Catch you guys next week.